It's Madden NFL 23, and we've got the Bengals' creative quarterback, currently third in the NFL in passing yards. It's the Bengals and the Ravens, and it comes your way.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jackson looking to throw right away. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Stevenson. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. There he goes left side. The 30. 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for the Bengals TD. So just a tremendous play there defensively on this opening drive. Not just to make the interception, but to take it all the way home.
And it felt like this was a defense that was on its heels a bit to start this thing off.
Yeah, they pretty much let the other guys march right down the field until that moment.
Yeah, key play there. Turned it around. Big moment.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Back to the air, Jackson following the pick six. And the catch made by Hopkins. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Stevenson. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 14 carries, 74 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and the coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. Throwing is Jackson.
Setting up the screen, Harris. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson
finding Harris on back-to-back plays.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. From the 22, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Again, Jackson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try.
Tucker's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Here come the Bengals now to take over. And trotting out there, no introduction needed for this guy around the league. Now in his 7th season as a QB.
After what we saw last week, over 400 yards passing, the obvious thing is to go talk to him. I want to talk to his receivers, and boy, were they enthusiastic about what happened then, and they can't wait for this week's game.
He was hitting them outside. for his efforts, of course. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Wide open receiver, complete. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Back to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Jackson now. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Now Jackson. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Problems on 3rd down so far in this 1st half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive.
The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Morgan.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Morgan. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And I think they are going to get this one back. Boy, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. After the interception, here's Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Bengals will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. We hit 3 in a row because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. From 13 yards out, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a Bengals score.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football, and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson.
That's caught. It's Brian Edwards.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd.
That's complete, left side to Bateman.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Jackson on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now it's Jackson. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
This is brought in at the 21.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2nd and 6. He's going deep for Brown. He's got it with the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game. So
past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback.
So here are the Bengals set to take over. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And quickly they get to the line. He'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it.
Touchdown, Bengals.
Jamar Chase
with a milestone. Career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list.
And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson out the good.
And they open the lead up now to 25.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. It's Edwards again. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Jackson will throw again. He finds his man complete. It's Stevenson. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Harris running straight ahead. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15. Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Bengals are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
On play action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. De'Ami Brown, 66 yards. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time. And
we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Bengals get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Back now here on EA Sports. The offense on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing is Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So a change of possession here on the punt. There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Although a jet sweep to start the drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they've played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, and when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent gain.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 13-yard line. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this lead.
After the touchdown. McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Jackson. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Going for Bateman. He's got him on the out route. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. That's into the hands of Edwards. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now Jackson on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for the Bengals TD. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Ravens taking the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Well, this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the visiting Bengals who came away with a victory in that one, so they'll look to take the season series now here at home in Cincinnati.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's got him in, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They go play action here on first down. Out to his left. He's going deep for Brown. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way.
And now here's another interception. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for the Bengals TD.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead. And it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys have been freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
And we'll see if they go back to base. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD.
Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that.
And now here is another interception. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for Bengals TD.
That's pretty rare that you see a ball game decided by this wide of a margin, and now it gets, Charles, even wider after that pick six. They've done everything right on that sideline.
I think we can safely say that not only is a score right, the gap big there, now he's just looking for stat line, right? Do I get a chance to make a big play? Can I get a takeaway? Can I go ahead and put the ball in the end zone? That's what these guys are all talking to each other about now with a lead this big.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Back to the air, Jackson following the pick six. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Bengals are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Fans usually love to see